YouTube, what's good? Send you back at it again with another video. For today, we have the Throne and Liberty patch notes 1.11.0 for the Tree Solstice event. Now, normally I do this with a face cam, but your man's is having a bit of a bad hair day. Not only that, but I'm pretty sure I'm catching up with a cold. So I look like Shrek after he was turned into a human and then forgot who he was. It ain't looking too good right now. So, hey. Keep in mind, I also haven't uploaded in a couple days, and that's mainly due to me seriously testing the spear. I didn't want to drop any content that was kind of half-baked. The previous video that I have actually done was the build video for PvP, and understand that that is not a finalized guide, and I think a lot of people understood that, which is good, because I didn't want people to take that and immediately go, oh, this is like the best end game PvP build. No, it by far isn't. That was a guide to understand how the spear currently is feeling with dagger and what to expect moving forward with the dagger. However, I have been doing some extensive testing with dagger spear for PvP, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's one of the nastiest classes in the game, if not the nastiest in the right hands, in the right situation. There is a stupid amount of burst damage with the spear, and with PvE, it's looking to get even better because I'm testing it, and what I'm trying to do is create a combo that's actually going to be able to compete with crossbow and dagger currently. Now, it is difficult to do that because of how good crossbow is with offhand hits and the passives that you can get, and a bulk of crossbow dagger damage comes from passives. But looking forward, I think dagger spear is going to be very, very good, and expect a PvE build this week and a new PvP build as well, because we're definitely bulking down on what's going on with dagger spear, and I'm loving it. Also, for those of you who have been playing Path of Exile 2, you might have seen me over there. I've been spending an ungodly amount of time on Path of Exile 2. However, anyway, we have Throne and Liberty update 1.11.0. You know how we do it. Let's get right into it. Update. Throne and Liberty update 1.11.0 downtime will begin at 10:30 p.m. This is pretty much standard for everybody on the PST side. EST, you're looking at 1:30 a.m. So it's going to be done at about 6 a.m. for us, and I believe close to 9:30 on the East Coast if they do not start earlier. So outside of traditional maintenance times, this is pretty much standard. It's looking pretty good. Standard maintenance. Tree Solstice event. The Tree Solstice event will spread holiday cheer across Elysium from December 12th through January 9th. Now, also, as far as I know, they did mention it earlier. Apparently, we're supposed to be getting a ton of new crafting for the food, which is going to be nice. I'm hoping they do a second announcement, which, oh yeah, they did. So there's an official announcement down here where you're going to be able to view the official page for Tree. And I'm hoping that in this, they do the same thing that they did for the Halloween event, where you get like the bonuses for growth stones and whatnot, because I didn't capitalize on it during the Halloween event because the Halloween dungeon was just too tedious to run. And I kind of regretted it when the spear came out because I couldn't level up everything the way that I wanted to. And I've seen some people with like 1,000 growth stones. So hopefully, they do the same thing here. Now, ARCHBOSSes, additional spawns for Bellendir and Tevin. You know what's crazy? On the last Tico Talks, he actually asked what you would actually like to see in Elysium, right? Because they always ask at the end of the Tico Talks what you would like to see. The most insane thing is that in that comment section, I actually replied, as some of you may have seen it. I specifically stated that I thought that there should be an event between December and January during the Christmas holiday, where we get additional spawns for, the arch bosses and the field bosses, and they could drop additional loot. Isn't it crazy that this is what happened due to a different issue? That is insane. But thank you for your patience while we work to resolve the recent issues related to the ARCHBOSS encounters. We understand the frustration this caused to many, yes, and to ensure players are able to attempt those encounters again, we will be running a limited time duration event from December 12th through January 9th. During this event, ARCHBOSSes will spawn twice on their normally scheduled days, one in peace and one in conflict. The additional spawn will take place at 6 p.m. 18 military time and 8 p.m. and then again 20 military time, and they will spawn as normal. So basically at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. we're going to be getting one peace and one conflict boss, and this is for both Belandir and Tevin. This is actually insane because the prices on those weapons are going to drop astronomically, because I heard through the grapevine on the way home that we're going to be getting not double drops, but increased drops from arc bosses and field bosses. But we'll see if that stays true in these patch notes. Now, lifestyle cooking. New cooking contracts can be obtained through contract managers. Okay. Wait, what? New cooking contracts can be obtained through contract managers. Wait, so now we have like a crafting system? Huh? The number of unique cooked food items has been reduced by the consolidation of quality food levels. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. General dishes are now crafted as uncommon grade, banquet and dungeon ingredient food as rare grade, and elixirs come in rare or uncommon grade depending on the materials used. Okay, I'll take it. The quality of materials used when cooking now determines the quantity of meals received. That is huge for people who want to sell food, but it also means that the value of some of the food are already going to dwindle beyond, you know, what they're worth, which is already kind of piss poor now, but that's okay. Rare materials consume 1 ingredient and produce 3 completed meals. Uncommon materials consume 3 ingredients and produce 2 completed meals. Common materials consume 5 ingredients and produce 1 completed meal. Ingredients for banquets have been adjusted to account for the new grade consolidation and numbers of meals produced through cooking. Ingredient gathering and drop rates have been adjusted due to the change in quantities consumed and number of meals produced through cooking. Previously obtained high-tier ingredients intended for use in banquets can now be exchanged for updated rare ingredients through the dissolve system. Yo, that's actually insane. What in the world? All recipes may now be crafted for both cooking ovens and campfires. That's actually crazy. Uh-oh. Dungeon matchmaking penalty. Oh, all you grifters out there, you dungeon scalpers, you about to get hit upside the head. A cooldown time is now applied for characters who cancel dungeon matchmaking after a party is matched, or after entering a dungeon through matchmaking. Thank God. This should have been implemented the day that you implemented random matchmaking, but that's okay. You know, better late than never. This cooldown prevents you from queuing for another dungeon immediately. The timer starts at 10 minutes and will increase with subsequent additional cancellations. Yo, that is huge. That is literally a copy and paste from the Elder Scrolls Online. If you were to join a random dungeon in the Elder Scrolls Online and then leave immediately, you would be subject to a quit queue, and you couldn't queue for another 15 minutes. This is huge, because it prevented people from just going in and just quitting when they didn't get the dungeon that they wanted. And it also helped a lot of people get into content. Thank you. Good job. Now, re-entering an already completed dungeon using party matchmaking while the previous instance is still available results in a matchmaking penalty being applied upon leaving the instance. If re-entering the same dungeon using party matchmaking, make sure the previous instance has been cleared before doing so. Okay. Now, general changes. Field and arc bosses increase the drop rates of rare and epic gear from these encounters. Again, this is why this is so insane up here with this change, because with the double spawns and the increase depending on how much you're actually getting an increase, keep in mind you can actually get more item drop rate chance through your Amatoi synergies. So some people are going to be getting a lot of loot. Like, that's actually insane. Now, PvP. Reduce the duration of respawn protection granted after entering conflict areas via resurrecting at Guild Resurrection Stone or arriving through a guild summoning circle. This is basically going to prevent people from getting that 30-second immunity shield that lets them walk right back into the fight. If you need to keep a team back, then you're going to be able to do it more efficiently without them just walking by you. Now, automatic logout time for AFK characters has been adjusted into 3 hours. So if you're AFK for at least 3 hours, you will be getting kicked. Let's see, arena. Weekly reset for the arena has been adjusted to match the weekly maintenance time, similar to other weekly reset content. Okay, so now this is finally on schedule with everything else. That is huge. Upgraded purification stones are now usable in arenas. That is very good. Added runes to the arena vendor that can be purchased with arena coins. Huge W right here, but that also depends on how many runes you're actually available to receive through the vendor, so we're gonna have to do a deeper dive into that. Weekly missions adjusted the amount of dimensional trials needed to complete the weekly mission. Hey, you're gonna have to do a lot more with dimensional trials to get people to want to grind that back to back, because with that being like the single greatest source for runes, you're going to burn people out extremely fast doing that. Now, Gigantrite adjusted the route Gigantrite takes between Stoneguard and Saradama Island, so now you guys are going to be able to get to Saradama a little bit faster. Fishing. New fishing hotspots may appear in bodies of water around the world, indicated by a circling fish effect. Oh, okay, I like that. Might actually make me want to fish a little bit more. The wise fisher knows to cast their line into these areas whenever they're spotted. Oh, interesting. That might actually make me want to use up the 1,000 pieces of paste bait that I have now. Fishing expanded the fishing codex to include new fish and a new reward tier. Okay. I'm gonna have to go ahead and get invested in some fishing pretty soon. War games added team chat channel for use during matches. Player icons will now display on the mini map. Fixed an issue causing the team outfit to remain visible after exiting a match. Fixed an issue preventing the stats button from bringing up game results after ending a match. And then options added option to automatically reject party invitations that come from all players not on your friends list. Got you. All right, combat. Let's see. Fortitude fixed an issue that could cause stat effects to not increase when improving your fortitude stat value. I didn't even know that was a thing. Skill, Shadow Strike. The teleportation effect of Shadow Strike now works while the player is jumping. Boy, they hopped on that fast. Holy. Thank God, man. The amount of times that I hit Shadow Strike and then I would just be sitting there looking stupid is ridiculous. Like, you'd see the chains, but then I couldn't even take advantage of the effect, because if my character didn't just, teleport over after he stood there for 3 seconds looking at the sun blinding him, then that was it. I just wasted an ability. So, hey, huge W by fixing this. That actually makes Spear and Daggers so much better now, because that was pretty much your main gap closer and bind effect to get the combo started, but you couldn't even take advantage of it half the time. So that's just a W. Now, skill, mana exchange removes specialization, fixed an issue causing the skill specialization to not take a... That's not the problem. The problem is that you remove this from selfless diffusion, you put it on mana exchange, but then when you put it on mana exchange, you also carried over that ridiculous 30-second cooldown. Like, this isn't even the problem. I mean, it is a problem, but the reason why people are not using this is because you have to trade health for a 30-second cooldown to get out of one stun effect. And even like this right here should remove every single kind of collision, prone, stun, CC, sleep effect. No matter what it is, this should get you out of it. Secondly, it should not be on a 30-second cooldown, especially when you're trading health. That's two negatives for one positive that it's not even a positive, because you can get stunned right after that. Like, CC, again, CCs in general, there needs to be more methods of getting out of that, because there's too many abilities in the game that are on a short cooldown that can stagger you, prone you, sleep you, trap you, collision pull you, but the abilities to get out are like 2 minutes on cooldown. It makes zero sense when there's 9 abilities that can lock you in place, all under the same cooldown that a purification stone has. Come on now. Make it make sense, people. Now, Butcher's Canyon, Valley of Slaughter. The coordinated crowd control across multiple targets required to complete this dungeon has been adjusted. Now, crowd control effects can be applied to the target enemies individually, and once it has been affected, the target enemy will not go back to an invulnerable state. Okay. Cool. And then there's a bunch of UI changes down here, which if you guys want to read about that, you can go ahead and pause. I don't really go over UI updates because, I mean, they're important, but they're also not that important. So again, if you guys want to read over that, you can pause. I'll put the link to the article in the description as well. So highlights this time, thank God we got a Shadow Strike fix, a bunch of new fishing changes, which I'm actually kind of excited for. Huge arena changes, even though they're not, getting rid of that garbage map that just came out. Having the runes available for the exchange of the stones is a W. This right here, field and arc bosses. holy moly, you want to talk about some W's. There's going to be a whole lot more loot dropping depending on how much they actually buff this by, especially for arc bosses now that we have the double arc boss event running. So yo, without further ado, people, I believe it's time on December the 12th to get into the Tree Solstice event. I will see you guys out there. Take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.